Good.
Not yet, not yet, not yet.
Help me one.
Meeting is now streaming live on YouTube. I got
Setting
a
up
message.
the YouTube live right now.
Yep.
And we are live.
All right, all right. Happy Monday,
Yep.
everybody. Good morning.
Happy
Happy
Good
Monday.
morning.
Good morning. Good
Happy
morning.
Monday. Happy Monday.
How's everyone doing this Monday? We have what's the third week? We only have one more week, 2 more weeks left on the month.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Everybody
Yeah.
had a great weekend. I know Norma said she had a fantastic weekend before we went live with the family.
Happy birthday, Ray!
Is
Today
Ray's
is Ray's
birthday
birthday?
today? Hold on, did I
Yeah.
miss something?
Oh, dang. Happy birthday.
Oh,
I didn't
happy
know.
God.
birthday,
Happy birthday.
Thank you guys. Thank
Oh,
you.
whoa, we gotta go
Happy birthday,
celebrate.
Ray.
We gotta
Birthday.
celebrate you today. Happy birthday, Ray. Thank you for being
Thank
here
you.
on your birthday. That takes a lot of commitment. So thank you, thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks,
absolutely.
Danielle.
No problem. Love to be here.
Awesome.
Always love to be here.
All right, let me check and see how we doing on YouTube, making sure that everybody's good on our YouTube live. Sandy, can you help me out with that?
To do what? I'm sorry.
Good morning, Eric. Good morning, Gigi.
We got Gigi. Are we live on there?
morning.
Good.
Yes.
We are live.
Awesome, awesome. All right, guys. So today we have an amazing panel. So for you guys see, we got 15 participants today. We asked anybody in the panel, please have your camera on and have the background ready. So that way we can all be unified here. So again, today we have a topic for today. It's going from an agent to business owner, which is something that we a lot of time fail to go ahead. And if we think about more like that 8 to 5 job about clocking in and clocking out, and we forget that we need to we are a business owner, we own in this business, we're here to so we can go ahead and grow together. And we had a special guest with us today, which is, everybody knows Norma, but now everybody's going to get to know Veronica Rodriguez, which is Norma's daughter. So welcome,
Yay.
Veronica, to our first, and hopefully not the last. And just so you guys know, Veronica Rodriguez, she's the chief marketing with a strong background in the marketing department, right? And you also do what I call the brand development. You have helped, if I'm not mistaken, big company to be able to rise and be able to get the marketing together. So it's a pleasure here. And also you have grown several different organizations from what I was doing a little bit of your background and collaborating with big companies to be able to take them to the next level. So it's a huge pleasure to have you here, because that's what we're talking about today, how we can go from an agent to business owner in this market. So Veronica, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited. Can't wait. It's my favorite topic to talk about. And I have previous real estate experience, so I know exactly the industry to talk about.
She was a realtor also, yes.
Amazing, amazing. Veronica, and so you can give us a little bit of like, when an agent start new, we coming, especially when we coming from a different background, like myself, I can talk for myself. I came from that job that we knew what we had to do, and we come here and we don't have guidance. We don't have, unless you get a coach. Hopefully everybody here in this call know that we offer coaching in La Rosa. What will be that strategy that you feel the agents are missing when it comes to promoting themselves?
I think marketing plays a huge role of really building your personal brand. So AI has really taken over. If you aren't involved in AI, I think that's a great first step to take. Really try to identify who you are as a realtor, who you want to be, how do you want to differentiate yourself, finding a mentor, in your real estate group, in your brokerage firm, someone that you can look up to. Set aside time to meet with them, see what they're doing, how are they performing, what are some of the strategies they're working on, and then work really on building your own strategy. So social media is great, but social media takes consistency. So with everything in marketing, you have to be consistent at it. So really developing your personal brand and the creative strategy behind that. How do you want to look online? Your presence is important. Storytelling is important. Building trust is important. So working on really developing what your personal brand looks like and ensuring all of your social platforms match and is consistent, and then really coming up with a content strategy on how many times do you want to post, how many emails do you want to send out, what are the different platforms you really want to do to really generate those leads. I would say the biggest weakness when it comes to people focused on marketing themselves is a lack of consistency. So as long as you can focus on kind of building that editorial calendar, getting I just put an Excel spreadsheet together and I have different tabs with different months and different weeks and different topics of exactly what I want to talk about. And I just lay it all out and I ensure that I have a good schedule of everything that kind of goes out. So I think consistency is big, but finding those mentors that are high performers that you can talk to see what they're doing great and kind of mimic some of those strategies, but with your own personal style is important.
Yeah, because we see a lot of that on the social. We see a lot of people posting video, but like what marketing or who do you want to attract by posting this video? Like what's the purpose of that? I think not having the right guidance and just go there and turn the camera on, it's not going to create that for you.
Exactly. Yeah. And ChatGPT is a great source for that. Type in, this is the audience I want to target. This is the market that I'm in. And this is the value of homes that I want to focus on. And it will come up with a social strategy for you. You tweak it based off of what you want, but let the work do itself and not focus so much time on that aspect of it.
That's correct. Correct. I know also Colin talks a lot about called ATM, which is, can you explain what ATM is?
ATM is ability, time, and money. We as individuals don't receive usually equal amounts of each, but I feel as though great business owners and individuals who are investing understand how to leverage one or two to get the other. So we either have a lot of money, which is not me, I don't know about y'all, but we have a lot of money and then we'll pay somebody to use their ability, or we'll pay somebody for their time. Or what happens a lot to majority of the world is we have an ability, such as maybe we play basketball or we're a great salesperson, or we know how to do something really well and we'll leverage that ability to gain money. Or we have a lot of time and we'll go ahead and leverage that time to go get somebody else's ability or money. And as a business owner, I'm sure even in marketing and everywhere you go, you don't know everything about everything. So you're leveraging other people's ability, other people's time. She just talked about using ChatGPT's ability. So you're not going ahead and trying to learn how to do that. You're actually leveraging ChatGPT's ability to actually gain some money, and you hopefully save yourself some time. So that's that whole equilibrium there.
Yeah, I think becoming a business owner is not just about the title, and that's where we get a little confused there. It's not how much you do, it's how you do it as well. So I see a lot of agents that say that I'm super busy all day, but busy doing what? Is that business is bringing you money? Is that business bringing you clients? Are you sitting at home waiting for that phone call, or are you creating that phone call? Which that's what it comes around again, like Veronica said, what it is having that marketing department, having somebody to be able to assist you. If you don't know how to do it, have somebody else to help you get there. So that's one of the biggest, one of the things that I want everybody on this call to be able to learn is, again, going back into being a business owner. Do you have a business plan? And what that business plan includes? I always tell my agents when they first start in the business, it's like opening a store. You just open the doors now, you just got your license, but you had no merchandise to sell. So what will be the first strategy to go out there and be able to get that, get the business going? And Veronica, and the field that you are in, what have you seen that works for some companies? I know you work with big companies, but what will you see, like one thing to say, this works for them, and I think it can work for other people, especially if anyone here in the real estate business?
Yeah, it's a good question. So, me, myself, I have my own consulting side, and I think the hardest approach is trying to market yourself, right? It's hard to really take the time out, focus on you, and dedicate the time to really brand yourself and market yourself. I think that is the hardest thing to do. But it really starts simple, right? use the tools that are out there. So I think when it comes to really taking the time and using that availability is really project planning. I know, it's harder to think about, but there's a bunch of tools out there like Trello, Basecamp, where you can actually project manage your time out and really focus on different strategies. So I would say social media is the easiest thing to start with. But social media without the lack of creative branding behind it will fall short and it won't grasp people's attention. So I think really working with graphic designers or going onto Canva that have already templates that you can use to create graphics and really bring the user, put some money behind it. You can put $5 to $10, every 2 weeks and, really attract some of the audience that you want there. Social media is a great start. Email marketing is also very important. So you have already a list of, so pretty much most of your clients, you're going to get new leads either from word of mouth or repeat business, right? So email marketing really helps put your entire database into the system and gets them top of mind, but it allows you to still stay connected with that person. After you close a deal, you pretty much don't talk to them unless they want another house again. But to be proactive, having an email marketing newsletter go out every month and dedicating some content, go on to ChatGPT, look on what's trending, throw some articles into an email, have a personal message, and let them know that you're still available for any future houses that they're looking for, any referrals that they have. Email marketing is simple and it could be really done not as much money to spend. So I would say social media and email marketing is important, and personalizing your message to the audience that you want is also important. But then, if you want to go a little bit, spend a little bit more money, PPC, pay-per-click marketing is always going to be the way to do it. And focusing really on local geography. So if you're based in Orlando and you have a specific area, like put $5 a week, put a pay-per-click ad on Google and help really build that. And then there's LinkedIn. You could do LinkedIn InMail, you can do LinkedIn retargeting. Take your list of clients that you have and use that as a lookalike list. You can take that list of emails and people, put it into Google and put it into LinkedIn and retarget the same type of people. So you're, looking for the same type of people in your local area. So those are easy ways. And then honestly, a lot of real estate agents I haven't seen do this, but even putting together a PDF of exactly who you are, what makes you different than the rest, what are your areas of, just to send that out to people that you get referrals for is really important. If someone did that to me, I would go with them in a heartbeat just because I know that they're dedicated, they have that personal brand, and they look good in the market. So easy stuff, but start with, just finding a simple project management tool to get all of your stuff, your to-do list, everything that's in your mind into different different cards, what they say, different projects into one board. And then you can really start to connect all your systems into that one piece. Systems is going to be important. I know a lot of people aren't confident using technology, but the technology can really make you guys save time and really personalize the message to your audience. Connect your social media platforms, connect your project management, your email marketing all into one system, and you can schedule things out. And now you're saving time, you're saving money, and you have the availability to go out into the market, do more, networking events, things like that. But think of your personal brand as an open house. If your open house doesn't look good and if it's not working for you when you're not there, then you're not going to generate as many leads. So think of you as, that open house that you want to market and sell without you always having to be there.
Oh, but that's a great tip. I like the idea of writing a PDF and writing about yourself, because a lot of times that's true. There's so many realtors out there. There's a lot of us, but having that personal touch, that's something I'm definitely going to be utilizing.
Yes. And think of sometimes we always focus on us, and you really got to build a story. What are the pain points and the challenges that they're facing, right? They're tired, they're busy, they don't want to look for houses. They want you to understand what houses that they truly want. So put all those different pain points onto a PDF and say, hey, I understand what you're looking for, and I understand what you have to deal with every day. Here's how I'm going to help you, and here's how I stand out in the market. And that easily on a 2-page, 1-pager, 2-page PDF is something great that you can send through an email.
Super quick. So we hear about already the Google. I hear a lot about the Google ads.
Yes.
Do you think it's just something that really gets your name out there? Because I mean, you're not the first person who's talked about it, and I'm like, I never tried it before.
Yeah.
But it's something that really gets your name out.
Yes. Yeah. Google Ads is it could be a double-edged sword. If you don't focus on it and you don't pay attention to it, you can spend money very quickly. So the key to Google pay-per-click, right? There's Google and then there's Bing and there's Yahoo, right? Google I found is pretty much the most successful. And it's all about keyword strategy. So you really need to focus on keyword research. You could use ChatGPT again, right? I want to focus on this audience in this specific city. And I want keyword phrases, keywords. So, real estate agent in Orlando, real estate agent in Orlando and Kissimmee. Just really get into focusing on a list of keyword phrases and then putting money behind those keywords. That is how kind of pay-per-click works, because when a user goes on to Google, they're going to click, hey, I need a real estate agent in Orlando. And whatever shows up the most will end up being featured there. But there's advertising side, so pay-per-click money that you're putting behind, where there's typically a bidding market, right? So whoever puts the most money behind that keyword phrase is where the ad's going to show up the highest. So it's really important to analyze how much money you're spending, right? And at the right times, on the right days, and who you're competing against. But then there's the organic approach. And the organic approach is all about content, right? So if you have a website, or if you have a specific place where you're writing blog articles, you're going on there on tidbits, here's how the market is doing, 5 things you need to know, right? Your name is right there as the author. And people are going to go on and be like, how's the real estate market? Whatever content is being published is what's going to be shown. So that's the organic approach on if you have a, simple website that you could build on Squarespace or Wix for relatively cheap, and you have a blog and you're dedicating 1 blog a week, focus on those keywords that you want to target, right? That you're spending money on from advertising, but you're also focused on writing organic content. You are going to appear higher than most of the real estate agents on there. Now you couple that with social media, you take that same blog article, you promote it across all channels, you're creating more of an influx of people to see you across different channels. Sometimes I think people think of just social media as the only marketing tool that you should be doing, but really it's an omni-channel approach, because it takes 2 to 3 times for a person to really engage with a company, a brand, or person, right? They're going to see a commercial, they're going to see social media ad, they're going to see a blog post, and then they're finally going to want to engage because they're at that awareness. It's just like a top of a funnel. Right. They're at their awareness, then they're trying to attract, commit, build trust, engage with you, close. So right now, most of you guys are working with probably leads are at the awareness side. They really don't know you yet. They're getting to know you. But how do we get them from here to here pretty quickly? And that's using all the different channels together. So social media, email marketing, social media, email marketing, blog content, and then building a website that everything connects together. It's important to do all of it at once and have the brand consistent across all channels. Sometimes I see people posting a graphic here that doesn't really look anything consistent like the website that they have, right? Consistency matters, and people build trust when they can engage with a brand that is consistent across voice, tone, creative. So I think that's important as well. But there's a lot of opportunities for real estate agents to be able to really get themselves out there if they are committed to taking some time working with a graphic designer, learning some of the tools like Hootsuite for social media, Canva for graphic design, Trello for project management, Wix, Squarespace for websites, using all of that together, taking 5 hours of a weekend and really putting together a content strategy, that will work wonders for you guys.
Yeah, that's going back to creating that business plan and take this seriously. This is your career. This is what it is going to help you bring that, the stability at home. But if we go in just getting the license and waiting for the business instead of creating the business, so that's amazing. All the little tips that you've given us, I'm gonna have to call you up later to take more notes. Thank you. Sandy, you have your hand up.
Yeah, it's amazing how you have summarized everything, like awesome. Like I love to hear to Veronica, listening to this from the voice of an expert is just amazing. And we're so happy to have you here. You're as brilliant and as pretty as your mom. So I just wanted to start by that. But let me remind everyone who is in Evolution, we do have the best technology platform out there in the market. So we actually have a virtual assistant who can help you build everything that you have just said. You know, a great bio, you know, with all the talents, with all the abilities you have. We have lots of things to organize your business, your time, and it's in there. My agent account is just the most complete platform I've ever seen in the real estate market. And we have great tools to use at home. Let's call it like that. So it's awesome because we can use the all the prospecting ways, like, you know, like the email marketing, offline marketing is something really important as well. And I wanted to remind everyone about that. Margarita Pasos always says, you know, the most known person gets to be the most brilliant person out there, because if someone gets to open the mail and you're there, that's awesome. If someone goes to a neighborhood market and you're there, that's even better. And if someone gets to open social media and you're there, that is extremely awesome. They will remember who you are, they will remember what you can do for them. And that's definitely very, very important. So I just wanted to remind everyone that my agent account is the greatest tool ever. And we have it at home, we have it for free. So since what Priscilla mentioned, that we are the CEO, every day we should be opening our store. Our store is our virtual store that we can open every day and start, you know, using all the products that we have there for our own benefit.
Thank you, Sandy. That's a great reminder, guys. This is, and then, you know, not only the My Agent account is just Evolution Network, we have created a whole marketing department for you guys. So anybody under our team have the advantage of being able to have something already created for you. And then, you know, partner with someone who can help you on the marketing department and the strategy, put that strategy like Veronica is doing with the company she's working with. When you partner those two, you know, like Ray always uses this phrase, the sky is the limit. So let's go with Ray now.
The
So Veronica, I just have a question for you, by the way. I hope you have the same aura as your mom. You look like you do. You guys look amazing. I love your mom to death. She'll tell you that. I'm her Ray. That's what she calls me.
Ray of sunshine, I'm sure.
So yes. So thank you. I have a question. In regards, so I know that you mentioned in regards to using Wix, Trillia, and Hootsuite. Obviously, we do have some in-house tools, like Sandy was saying. We have some amazing in-house tools that already do some of those.
Awesome.
But my question to you is, when you're mentioning all those things, you're kind of talking about the SEO, kind of like trifecta that we used to use back in the day. Is that still a valid thing? Like, if I do the blog and then the blog hits you to YouTube and then takes you back to my website, would that trifecta still be effective in today's okay.
Yes, but the only difference now from today versus the past is now you'll see AI has taken over a lot of what Google has. And so for me and my companies, what we have started doing is we've started taking our content and really transitioning it so that AI can pick it up now. And so AI still sources and pulls content from different companies and different brands across the site. What they're doing is just summarizing it all for the user up front at the top, if you've ever seen that. So you can SEO still applies here, but learn how you can also create content where AI will pick it up and then source you as the author for it as well.
Awesome.
But yeah, SEO is still relatively big.
Awesome. And also another question too, now that Google just went to where now you can switch from internet to AI mode. I don't know if you guys noticed that this morning. Exactly. They did that yesterday. Now that they released that, should we be focusing on AI advertising as well? Like, because I know that I had a friend of mine I was having dinner with the other night, and she popped up number 3 through a Google, like an AI search on a ChatGPT search. She was like, I got leads from ChatGPT and I don't know how.
Well, that's what I was just telling you. So that's what we're starting to just get involved in, is It's
Okay.
we're still running content. So at my company, we still run content. We run a blog every day, article every day on our website, and then we also have pay-per-click ads that are running simultaneously. But the problem is the difference is our domain authority for our website is high in our market. So we're an agricultural land lender. So there really isn't a lot of land lenders dedicated to agricultural lands, you know. So for us, our domain authority is a lot higher. So AI is going to pick us up a lot quicker.
On anything, yeah.
Exactly. So it's
Because the
going to work
market's
the
small for
same
you guys,
way.
right? Your
Yeah, it's going to
competitors are
work
small.
yes, exactly. It'll work the same way for real estate agents. It's just you have to pump a lot of content to get your domain authority up. And the difference is you're going to have to really focus on a dedicated site. So even if you had a 2-page website that was just a homepage and a blog, or even if it's just a blog, the goal is to try to get your domain authority high in your market so that your AI will pick you up over others in the market.
Yeah.
But it works the same way. It's all really rooted in SEO. But if you have PPC and SEO work together, so organic and ads working together, it'll increase your domain authority. And the way you increase your domain authority is by creating content that brings users to your site, builds trust, and it's really tied to your business, Google Business approach too. I don't know if you guys have Google Business. Loki, like La Rosa. Okay, great. So it's all tied together. But yes, it's still really focused still on SEO. And the other thing too, Sandy, I know you mentioned, I think you mentioned direct mail. I'm not sure, but direct mail is still a viable approach. Like I know print has gone dead. So I don't know about print magazines. I think that would probably be the lowest on my list. I think commercial ads would be the lowest on my list. People don't have enough attention span for that. But direct mail still applies. And if you add a QR code and the messaging and the creative is consistent with the rest of your channels, and put that, it's literally 60 cents a postcard. So if you had 500 contacts, you're not really spending a lot of money. You can easily do a direct mail approach, put a QR code in there, link it to your website. They see your stuff, or you could do and on there, you could do a free download, you know, hey, book a meeting with me, a discovery meeting. All of that can quickly create leads for you guys. Or, you know, if you use another thing to do is think about what's happening in the market. So like when Trump, you know, the tariffs happens and all of this stuff, there's, you know, I don't know, there's now it's becoming a buyer's market, right? The real estate market is a little bit volatile. Use that to create urgency in the market, right? So create social media, create ads, create direct mail that get people to think about wanting to buy, and then go on and, you know, scan the QR code, click the link, talk about a discovery meeting. Hey, book a discovery meeting with me. Let's learn, but let's teach you a little bit what's going on about the market and if you're ready to buy, right? They want to interact with people who are going to teach them about what's happening in the market, and being proactive is important. It's not when they're ready to buy, it's getting them to think about when they should buy, right? So I think proactivity is very important here, not just being reactive, but
yeah, I think an agent, like you said, agents cannot wait for the opportunity, they need to create it. And by having that having the knowledge, first of all, because all the stuff that you've been telling, and sure half this group here, we're like, oh my gosh, you know, we had no clue about so many options that we had together. But that's a step one, knowing. And the step two is going out there now and create it and be able to have that. And I feel like sometimes we spread ourselves too thin and we want to do too many things at the same time. Will you recommend like to start with 1 or 2 marketing approach and then span from there? Because I know that we try to do it all and then we ended up getting frustrated.
So it depends on where you're lacking, I guess. If you have, if you don't have the personal brand already developed, I would say focus on your personal brands, right? Get all of your social media channels aligned and consistent, what that looks like, and what your unique differentiator is compared to different real estate agents. Each one of you guys are unique in your own different way. You just have to figure out what that is and what you bring to the table. So I think start there and focus on social media. But if you want to really start creating leads, I would say connect your social media to email marketing, right? You have your list of, you have a prospecting tool that La Rosa, this is La Rosa, right? Gives you guys. Start there. Have your email marketing, right? Send it to those prospects. Put your unique differentiator in that first. Put some articles that could teach them something. And then I would say start with do direct mail next. Direct mail is easy. So put it in everyone's mailbox, get them thinking, introduce who you are. connected to, wherever you want to link it to. If you have a dedicated page on La Rosa's, database or whatever that looks like. I know some of you guys probably have personal pages on there that develop. That's a quick way. You don't have to create a website. But I would say probably direct mail would be great. Email marketing and social media. Start there. If you don't already have a personal brand, get that going too.
Yeah, super important to people to get to know who you are, especially like I say before, there's thousands of realtors out there. So like you said in the beginning, how are we gonna be able to make the difference? This is who I am, this is what I can offer you, and this is the field that I'm best at, which is something also that I feel that a lot of us try to go too many different routes and trying to do the whole trying to do commercial, trying to do residential. I'm an expert and then expert on that. I'm like focus on one thing at a time, so that way your marketing, like you said, will look even. And also I saw one thing that I had worked myself is to make sure I have my same profile picture and all my LinkedIn, my Facebook, my YouTube, everywhere, so people can see me and recognize myself right away instead of having different photos around. So
yes,
that's another point. I know Cheryl, you have your hand off a little bit. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. Thank you, Veronica, for all those good info. I just want to add a little more about that because as some agents, we wait to get the business, as Priscilla was saying, but the actual business owner creates it, as she said. And I believe is the business owner make a combination, like they multiply their money with the strategy and the system. And the system is what we have at La Rosa with all the system. And with the strategy is what you just said. It's just all those little things. But what I wanted to add is just for those agents, they need to treat their business as their first investment. So with that being said, is to get their first paycheck to invest some money toward their business, just doing PPC. Or I know that Google PPC is a little more money, like the lead costs a little bit more than Facebook and all of those pages, but I believe, in my opinion, I used it before, that it has more quality. The buyer are more ready to like do the move. With that being said, I also want to add that when you get to that point is to also invest in real estate as an agent, just to also own real estate, just buy real estate, because we don't get wealthy just working harder, is working smarter. And basically it's better when we also invest in the business, and we can talk from our own experience. And I just want to add to what you're saying is that I know some people, they just wait to get that business going, but also we need to start implementing the things that you just explained to us today. And from our first paycheck, just take some of that money, invest in your business, and when you get to that level, also invest in real estate as well.
Yeah, that's great.
There's a lot of form of investment that I think as an agent, sometimes we fail to understand that there's different buckets. It's like I said at the beginning, when you open your store, marketing is one, then you're getting the merchandise and, how do you promote yourself? And then when you start getting the revenue, that's when it comes into, okay, where else can I put my money? Where else I can go ahead and make that money grow? And I know Colin have some tips on that, on where else you can invest, not necessarily just on the real estate.
Yeah, there's so many different places to invest your money once you earn it, and as Cheryl was saying, as you go along. Most of us in real estate, we like homes, so it's a great place to start. However, there's also stocks. There's also crypto. I know people are not understanding crypto as of yet, but there's a lot of things coming down on Capitol Hill right now. Actually, this week is called Crypto Week in Congressional Hill, on Capitol Hill right now. So there are a lot of legislations passing down where it's really going to affect a lot of people. Most of us, if we have a 401k or a TSP, you're investing already automatically. Believe it or not, the S&P 500, part of the S&P 500 is Coinbase. Now you're automatically investing in crypto and they didn't even know it. So that's that aspect. And then you have other aspects, like we can go back to Cheryl, where you can actually do tax liens and that aspect there is where you're investing in actually assisting a county or a state with their taxes because of people who are negligent. But now you automatically guaranteed 18% yield, some places 36% yield, guaranteed. There's bonds you can do. There's so many different other avenues of investing that we should take the same mentality that we have as a realtor, because we are a jack of all trades, and go ahead and leverage the abilities that we don't have with other aspects of investing, and we can really kill it. So there's a whole lot of things out there. And if y'all ever interested in picking some brains or picking each other's brains, we have a lot of information there.
Yeah, I feel like your business is your first investment, and then after you invest on that, the revenue you get from your business, there's different avenues. That's what the business owners do. You know, business owner, you know, let's for example, Joe LaRosa, you know, he started the company, he invests in the company. Now he's investing in other areas as well, not just into the real estate. So that's what we're going back into it, the mentality from an agent to a business owner. The different areas that you can invest. You can invest back into real estate if that's where you feel comfortable. But there's other avenues there as well. There's tools that we all need to utilize. The marketing tool is without that marketing tool, I don't think none of us here would get to the next level. It's extremely important to be able to treat your career, to sit down, have a goal. You need to sit down with one of us, let us know. So like we said, we don't know it all, but we all each of us can contribute a little bit, something that's working best. For instance, we see Cheryl on social media a whole lot, which is just always looking for ways to come up with a creative way to get to the clients, to get to the people out there. She's genius. I mean, I did a couple of videos with her the other day, and I was like a little, what was that video that we were doing? She looked around and she finds the most creative way, and she's like, let's do it. And I'm like, well, okay, let's do it. So things like that. What are you doing differently? How do you approaching all the people? Are you doing like more than one thing, not just social media? Like Veronica said, there's different way to do it. There's email marketing. There is, you know, door knocking probably not out of the way yet, but now we have AI who can help us make our life a lot easier and be able to utilize that ChatGPT to create less letters, to create that email marketing. I mean, I'm amazed sometimes how much I just talk to ChatGPT, and I create a whole PowerPoint in 5 minutes, which used to take me a half a day. So now we're going back to be able to have that time, that ability, and reduce that time that we used to in the past. Ray, you have your hand up.
Yeah, one of the things too in regards to the branding.
It's okay.
I didn't see your hand, but you can go.
You have your hand
Because
up.
ladies first.
Go.
Lady first, baby, go.
No, it's okay. Dale.
All right. So real quick, one of the things too in regards to branding that's super important. You have to understand what kind of branding you want to have, because I was listening to a gentleman that he's a heavy duty brander. He said something that was really interesting to me. He said, if I told you the name Hilton, what would you think?
Hotel.
A hotel.
Right? If I told you the name Nike, what would you think?
Sneakers.
Athletic.
Okay, perfect. Now, if Hilton wanted to do something outside of hotels, and let's say they opened up a store, what would you think the store would be about?
Something about
Interior design, something with hotel.
Something related with it.
Exactly. Here's the difference. But if I told you Nike just built the hotel, decorate the hotel for me, what do you think the hotel looks like?
a
The
giant
bunch of
sneaker.
check
Like a
marks.
big Nike.
Like a Nike shoes, sneakers. You see what I'm saying? Nike created a brand that is identifiable no matter what you put it on. But Hilton just created a hotel brand. They're just one dimension, right? When he was talking about that, it made me realize it's like when you're building your branding, you want to make sure that eventually you can put your brand on everything. Okay? Eventually you can put your brand on everything. They talk about there's a wheel. I don't know if they call it a flywheel, but there's a wheel,
Love the flywheel
right?
approach. Love
Yeah. So the flywheel, what it does is it comes back to you
The
from
virtuous
every
cycle.
angle. This company plays This company plays ball with this company, with this company, with this company, and they all come back to the center. When they all come back to the center is you. So every one of your companies is helping and actually benefiting from each other, right? There's a class that I took that I think was phenomenal. I don't know if I could find the video for you guys, but it talked about that aspect of it. And that's when they talked about the Nike approach. Like Nike, you could put it on everything, and people are going to go there and they're going to say, okay, it's going to be sneaker themed, right? But you're going to know what they're doing, right? And they can put it on anything and everybody will visit, you know? Like Lego did a park, right? What is Legos known for? They're known for Legos, right? But they built the whole amusement park because of it. So the biggest thing that you have to understand as you're building your branding, and I'm not saying go that big. If you want to go that big, go that big. But when you're building your branding, you have to make sure that you identify that in the future, what is my 5-year goal, right? And then make sure you attach it to that 5-year goal. So in 5 years, if you're going to be a heavy investor, start making sure that the content of investing is happening now. One of the biggest mistakes I made, and I'll tell you this right now, nobody knows that we build unless people talk to us, but it's only the local. It's only people that know us that knows that we build homes, you know, and then we're getting ready to sign a big, huge contract where we're building our first building, right? Now, mind you, my GC's already built buildings before. He worked on the Freedom Tower. So therefore, he has the experience. We don't. But because we have him, obviously we'll be able to do it. But we haven't done that. This year, Legacy One started to do that. We started to brand, and we have over 60 projects now. Before, last year, we did 6 houses. This year, we're already at 60 projects without branding. And this year, with the branding, we're at 60. We did everything that Veronica was saying. So I'm listening to her, and I'm like grabbing, and I got like mad notes because I'm like, okay, there's some things that my marketing person that we hired did not tell us that Veronica shared with us. So I appreciate that.
I have 2 things to kind of go off of what you're saying, branching off. So I agree, personal brand, the brands and building it and the brand recognition is so important. I also think you need to think about what you're lacking in the market, right? So you just said that, right? No one knows that you guys build, right? So that stands you guys out compared to all the other different real estate brokerages out there. Focus on that differentiator. I will give you 2 examples. Liquid Death, right? Liquid Death is just water. What do they do? They put it in an alcoholic looking can. And now everybody wants to drink water because it looks cool. All they did was hey, they went to concerts, they went to events, people wanted water, but they didn't want to hold a water bottle. They wanted it to still look cool. And that was a fill. The other one I'll give you is Stanley. Stanley was made for men back in the day. That's it. Men, workers, construction manufacturer. And then they're like, okay, well, if I change the color and I make this into a tumbler, I can attract a whole new market of women. So I think it's about taking what's already out there and repositioning it to fit yourself, but what is lacking in the market, right? And getting people to understand that you guys build construction loans, things like that are super important. The other thing that you mentioned, which is important, is client nurturing. So we always focus on lead nurturing, trying to prospect, trying to focus on the leads. But, a lot of the repeat business or referrals will come from your current clients. So make sure they have a gift every year. Make sure an email goes out to them every year. If they have a birthday, celebrate them on their birthdays and make it all automated. You don't have to focus on making it so manual, have it automate for you. And I think that's important because the more you're close with your current clients, the more they're going to refer you business. So that's just something that a lot of people forget to do.
Yeah, actually, right. And by the way, the book, there's a book about that. If you guys want to read, it's called The Blue Ocean Strategy. That talks about everything that Veronica just mentioned. Awesome. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's amazing. I think a lot of things that we know, but we don't apply it. And this is that's why we're making this call every Monday for you guys, just as a friendly reminder that, we're human, we forget. But if every week we're here to remind you what can be done and how we can take a business to the next level. I know normally you have something.
I would like to mention that because today's Mindset Monday, build your own, when you are owner your business. How do you manage, Veronica, being a full-time in your regular job and then your personal job, your own business? How do you set your mind to do that with your 2 kids, with being a single mom? How did you
balance it out?
So I listened to this podcast the other day about what drives people. And for me, my children drive me. So like me being a single mom, like that's my biggest motivator, my biggest driver. So I think for everyone is to determine what drives you and gets you up in the morning every day. So every morning I always have my breakfast, usually before coffee, but this is different. But I always have my breakfast before coffee and I journal and I get everything that I want out of my mind, what I want to accomplish for the day. And I always put 3 goals for the day. And if it's just to, go to the gym or do one minimal task, it's something that I'm waking up and setting my to-do list and getting something done, but also starting every morning with a sense of gratitude, right? Like there's so many people out there that don't have what we have. And so if you wake up every morning with a positive mindset and you say, hey, I'm happy and I'm grateful what I have today, and I'm going to go and I'm going to kick ass. I'm going to try to get these 3 things done, right? That's how I start my day. But I also, honestly, I time and I plan everything out. I'm a huge planner. I'm a type C, right? There's type A.
Pero
type
like
B.
Priscilla, she's like,
yeah.
You have to plan your day, right, Veronica? You have
Yeah.
to
And I
what you
mean,
do.
you can't tackle it all, right? There's
Yeah.
type A's that everything has to be organized. There's type B that are exact opposite. I'm more of a type C. If the laundry isn't done or the dishes aren't done, I'm okay, right? As long as my bed is made and I'm kicking ass at my job. So I think you have to figure out what drives you, what are you grateful for, right? And what are you okay with that is going to get you to the next step. But reading books, listening to podcasts, and just getting your time really planned out for your week is super important. And I try to do that every Sunday. So I think that's kind of what gets me going, but I want to make as much money as possible, just like you guys. So if that's not a biggest driver, I don't know what is.
Right. That's awesome. So I want to thank you, Veronica. This has been an amazing way to start the week on the right mindset. I want everybody this week to take an inventory of your ATM, ability, time, and money. Take an inventory of what you're doing, what is working, what's not working out for you. I mean, Veronica gave us so many amazing tips and different ways that we can market ourselves, different way that we can take ownership of our own business, because that's, again, we are business owner. Just forget about being an agent. You owning this. This is what it drives you. Find the why, like Veronica said, getting up in the morning, what is it motivate you? Have a schedule set, which I'm a big fan of that. Have you, even if it's to-do list, but know what task needs to be done to be able to get there. And I want to thank you so much, Veronica. I know you're super busy and took the time to be here 8 a.m. And for those, once again, Veronica Rodriguez is Norma's daughter. So everybody knows Norma. Now we get to know
my
Veronica.
first love. I'm very proud of you.
All right, guys, this won't be the first and last. We're definitely going to bring you back. I know I have a tons of questions to answer on the YouTube. Thank you, everyone, for being this call. At 9 a.m., we have the same call, but in Spanish. Also, that link that we have right here, where is it? That here, this is for Jaque Mate. This is an amazing event that we have in August 21st, August 22nd. Everybody, it's going to be bilingual for the first time. So an amazing, we're going to have tons of speakers. So I want you guys to be able to scan it, go to the website. We just did the website in English. So for those, I will share that on the link so you guys have it. But again, it's 2 days that we're going to have it full of stuff for you, full of ways that you can grow your business, keep you motivated, keep you going. So again, thank you, everyone.
Also, today is the last time to pay $4.97 for the VIP. For Jaque Mate. Tomorrow the price will
go up.
Be different.
Definitely go up. So once again, guys, thank you so much. Have a fantastic week.
Thank you, Veronica.
Thank you, Veronica.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
10 a.m.
Thank you, guys.
So glad
Thank
to meet
you.
you. Have you here.